In today's video, we are talking about the 5 most rare and expensive cars ever to be sold. The cars are listed from least expensive to most expensive. Let's jump right into it. First, we have the 1964 Ford GT, which a prototype of this car was sold for $7 million in 2014. Ford designed and created the GT40 alongside the famous Carroll Shelby for one simple reason: to beat Ferrari at Le Mans, and they did just that in 1966. The GT40 got first, second, and third place. Ken Miles, the driver of the first place GT40, slowed down to make this first, second, and third place finishes happen. The GT40 was packing a 7-liter, 427 cubic inch engine that reached speeds of 210 miles per hour. Also, if money wasn't a concern, which of these cars would you purchase? Let me know in the comments. Up next, we have the 1998 McLaren F1 LM, which sold for $13.7 million. The LM is based on the McLaren F1 GTR and built on the standard F1 chassis, with modifications necessary for it to be a road-legal car. McLaren only built 64 of the F1 LM models, making it extremely rare and collectible. This is a street-legal Formula One race car that any car enthusiast would love to own. Packing 680 horsepower on March 31st, 1998, this car reached a top speed of 240.14 miles per hour. Full of carbon fiber, the McLaren F1 LM makes for a really fun drive if you are ever so lucky to drive one of these machines. Third on the list, we have the 1970 Porsche 917K, where chassis number 917-024 sold for a little over $14 million in 2015. The Porsche 917K gave Porsche their first overall wins at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, giving it impressive racing pedigree for collectors. The Porsche was a star of the 1971 film Le Mans, making it that much more popular. The 917 has a 4.9-liter flat 12 engine pushing about 600 horsepower, while weighing in at under 1,800 pounds. This machine is capable of top speeds of over 220 miles per hour. If you own this impressive car, would you drive it to its limits? At number 4 on the list, we have the 1956 Aston Martin DBR1, which sold for $22.5 million at an RM auction. The green color of the DBR1 is very fitting, as it's the same color of money, being that it sold for $22.5 million after all. In 1956, Aston Martin was once called the most important Aston Martin ever made by Bloomberg. The 1956 DBR1 was at the racing pinnacle for Aston Martin, being that this car was Aston Martin's first run at building race cars. This historically significant masterpiece is beautiful and stunning, making it a collectible that will only go up in value. Last, but definitely not least on the list, is the 1962 Ferrari GTO, where chassis number 3413 sold for $48.4 million. When new, the 250 GTO cost $18,000 in the United States, which is $180,000 in today's value, and buyers had to be personally approved by Enzo Ferrari himself. So, from the day of its inception to now, the Ferrari GTO has been a difficult car to own. The Ferrari GTO is a GT car produced by Ferrari to join the FIA's Group 3 Grand Touring Car category, which went on to win the International Championship for GT manufacturers.
Again at Shelby, at $44 million, going once at $44 million, going twice at $44 million, at $44 million, selling here at RM Studies, ladies and gentlemen, for $44 million to Shelby, the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, for all done, $44 million.
Only 36 Ferrari GTOs were ever made, from 1962 to 1964, making the collectability of the GTO extremely high. $48.4 million high, to be exact.